Hey everybody, and welcome to the video here today, part 2 of a 3-part series on how to make your own PS3 themes. This is a 3-part tutorial series. We did part 1 yesterday. We covered the intro, kind of like, what our goals and stuff was with this little mini series of tutorials. And we also went over the installation of the program that we're using called PS3 Theme Builder, as well as the cross media simulator. So it's assumed moving forward through this video that you've watched that video in its entirety, because we're pretty much not going to cover anything that we covered in that one again. So if you haven't seen it, make sure you watch it, because we're going to pick up right where we left off from there. Today, the focus will be primarily on backgrounds and icons. So let's go ahead and jump into it and get started. Oh, and one more thing, guys, this tutorial here today will not cover how to actually create image files, create icons, or edit them or things like that. Really, you're on your own when it comes to that, for obvious reasons. Today we'll just be covering the guidelines and, some suggestions and recommendations and some do's and don'ts regarding these image files and these icons. But as far as creating them and editing them, that's all on you. All right. So picking up where we left off yesterday, if we can go ahead and go to your documents folder, go to your PC, go to your C drive, go to users, go into your username here, and then go to documents. Of course, you can always take one of the shortcuts to get here. You'll notice the My PlayStation Themes folder there. Go into it. Whenever you create a new theme from scratch, and you name it like we did yesterday, it will appear here. Whenever you open up a theme, like I told you yesterday, if you're going to use one like the one I provided for you guys, if you open it, then it will extract all of the contents of that theme into a folder right here as well, like it did with my theme. So we're going to continue from here, since that's where we left off. And whenever you want to delete a folder here, you can right here in Windows, just delete it, take out anything you want to keep or whatever, and then you could just straight up delete it. It's no big deal. So I recommend that whenever you are working on a theme, come here and go into that folder. Now you can see when we opened it yesterday, it extracted all of the contents of that theme into this folder. So since it's a work in progress, you can go ahead, open it up and move it to the side. Now we'll go ahead and open up the theme builder itself. Okay, so now with the theme builder open, since we're continuing a project, what we're going to do is we're going to click on open. When you open it, it should open up to the My PlayStation Themes folder that's located in your Documents folder, and whatever themes you've been working on or created or whatever are all going to be here. Again, whenever you don't need one of these, you can just delete the whole folder. It's no problem. Since we left off with the KMZ one, we'll go ahead and go there, and then you will see the XML file. When you compile a theme, all the information in that theme is compiled from the XML. I always suggest that you open up the XML and work from there. If there is a theme file in the folder, you'll have the opportunity to open that or the XML. Always choose the XML. And in tomorrow's video, or the next video in part 3, I'll tell you why that is. But long story short, whenever you click save as you go along, all the data and stuff that you're saving is stored in the XML itself. So let's go ahead and pick the XML, and you can see it loads up all of the information. We're going to start off with the background images. Okay, so first things first, any background images that you use must be in JPEG format, just standard JPG. Every background image needs to be in 2 sizes. You need to have a high def size, which is 1920 by 1080, and then you need a standard definition size of that image, which is 640 by 480. Now, as far as how many backgrounds you can have, I'm not sure what the limit is. There's 6 here, but I know you can do more than that. This bytes remaining counter and this fill bar, I think only has to do with the sound bytes. I don't think it actually has to do with the images themselves. Now, if you don't have any backgrounds, then when the image installs, it's only going to install the icons and the default background will show, whether it's the waves or whatever background the user decides to go with. All right, and whenever you want to find out where these images are here in the folder that you're working with, it's pretty easy. For example, let's go to background image number 1. You can just look at the image and then look for that image here in the folder. Let's go to view. Let's click on large icons. And then you just want to match it up. So right here, there's one that says HD_1. And if we open it, it's that image right here. Okay. So the high definition images always start with HD_ followed by a number. The 1 will be background image number 1. HD_2 will be background image number 2. HD_3 will be background image 3, and so on. So here we have 1 through 6, which is HD_6 because we have 6 images. The standard definition ones, these on this side, start SD_ followed by the number. So let's go to the S's. Okay, and here you can see we have SD_1. So if we go to background image number 1, the standard def image here is this one. Here it is right here. Okay, so we're good to go. The standard definition images, again, all start SD_ followed by the number. And we have 1 through 6 here because we have 1 through 6 images there. Now, there is one issue with this program that I noticed. When you open up a theme for the first time, if it does have background images, the images get kind of messed up sometimes in the XML, meaning they just get placed out of order. Once you fix it and it's back in order, every time you continue working with that same XML, they will remain in order. So you only need to fix it one time. This only happens when you initially unpack the theme. So let me go ahead and show you how to fix that. It's very easy. You can use a notepad type program. I suggest Notepad++. I'll put a link in the description so you can download it. It's absolutely free. And I just think it's the easiest to use to deal with these kinds of things. So let's go ahead and tackle that. Oh, and before we do that, let me just show you that they are out of order here. So if we go, you can use the standard definition or the high definition ones. Let's just use the HD ones. If we go here to the background and we look at HD1, it matches. We already did that and we looked at number 2. But if we go to number 3, these are the images for background number 3 here. But if we go to HD _3, it's a totally different image. Same thing. The standard definition one is supposed to be the same as here. But if we go to SD_3, it too is different. See? So the reason why they're different here is because this is reading the XML and the XML put them out of order. So what you would do is let me put this back into details view. Okay. You're going to come here and look for the XML. There should only be one and it'll be the name of the theme itself. In this case, it's right there. Let's go ahead, right click it, open it with Notepad++. All right. And then what you're going to do is you're going to come down to the like 90s line, or you can just hit search, find, and then here type .jpg to look for the images and hit enter or hit find next. Okay. And it should bring you down here. This is the only place right here in this area where the JPG files are in the entire XML. Now you can see here, there's number 1, number 2, and look, it skips to 4, then 6, then 5, then 3. So they're out of order. And then the standard definition ones will always match the HD ones. So they will be out of order in the exact same way. So to fix this, you just have to change the numbers here and put them in order. So there is 4 when it's supposed to be a 3. So let's change the 4 to a 3. Now here we're going to go to this 4, change that to a 3. We're going to change this 6 to a 4. We're going to change this one here to a 4. All right. And then lucky for us, 5 is already there. We don't have to worry about it. And then we're going to change 3 to a 6, and then this to a 6. Now, if you had 10 images and, you know, they were all out of sequence, then you have to fix all 10 or all 7 or 15 or just 3 if you had only 3, whatever the case may be. Now you can see here they're going in order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and on this side 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we'll click the save button right here. Okay. Once we've done that, let's go ahead. Let me see if it fixes it automatically. Let's go back. Let's go to number 1, number 3. Okay. So no, it didn't. What we're going to have to do is we're going to have to close the program. Let's reopen it. And now when it opens, we'll have to point it back to the XML. All right, let's go ahead and hit open. Point it back to the XML. All right, let's go to backgrounds, and now they should be in order. So let's go to number 3, and let's bring this here back up to large icons. And if we go to number 3 here, we can see it looks like that, and now it matches with number 3 right there. Same thing with 4 should match, number 4 here. There we go. So now they are in order. And that's important because if you ever want to delete one or whatever, you want to make sure you're deleting the correct one. The other thing is, I suggest whenever you add images, you do it through the program and don't just throw them in the folder, because if there's something wrong with the images, the program is going to tell you. If it's the wrong size, it's going to tell you it's the wrong size. If the JPEG format is not the proper regular JPEG format, it's going to tell you it's been coded in a different type of JPEG. So when you're adding images here or icons, it's always best to do it through the app itself. And once again, just as a reminder, once you've fixed that XML file, then you don't have to mess with it again as long as you keep using the same one. All right, so let me show you how to add a background here real quick. I have one already here in my images folder, backgrounds, and this one is called Spooky Night. Now this is the HD version of the image. It's 1920 by 1080. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to look at, my theme builder here, and I'm going to hit add a new background. Okay. Now this is background number 7. So I'm going to come here to the HD image. That's 1920 by 1080. And I'm going to rename it HD_7. Okay, so it's all lowercase, HD_7. All right, and that's it. But now I need the standard definition version as well. So I'm going to open it here. I'm going to go to image, resize, and you can use whatever program you want. And the standard definition has to be 640 by 480. Then we are going to hit OK. There we go. Looks a little bit crappier, but it's all right. We're going to go ahead and we're going to save it. Okay. And I'm going to call it SD_7. So all I need to do is just change the H to an S. And then you can pick what quality you want. Let's do 90%. Click save. Okay. And there we go. I now have my HD7 and SD7. All right. So what we're going to do is we can close this. Here's our high definition box. We're going to browse for the HD background. Let's go to where those images are that we just made. Let's go to PS3 themes, images, backgrounds, and here is the HD7 one. Okay. Now let's go here. And if you noticed, look, as soon as we selected the image, it added it right here, HD7. Now let's click browse for SD background. I wish this would remember the last one you used. We got to go to it and then pick the SD_7. Okay. And now it should have added it. Let's go to the S's, and there it is, SD_7. So now my background image number 7 has the HD image and the standard image. We're good to go. Let's click save. Okay. Now when you click save, this update should have taken place in the XML file. And if you want to just confirm that, you can go to the XML file and open it with Notepad++. You can come down to where the the images are. And if you look here, you can see it added the HD_7 and SD_7 when you clicked save. So the XML file is good to go. If you compiled the theme right now, it would include those two images. And by the way, when you have multiple images like this in a theme, when your PS3 boots up or reboots or whatever, it will just pick one completely at random. If you want it to show only one consistent background, then you need to have only one background here. And if you want to delete a background image, it can be a little bit tricky because these things here need to display in order. So if you don't like background number 2 and you delete it, then what's going to happen is background number 3 will become background number 2. Background number 4 will become background number 3. 5 will become 4, and so on. But the number here won't change. Basically in the XML, what's going to happen is it's going to say here for background number 2, display HD_3 and SD_3. So, I mean, it'll still work and you can compile the theme like that and everything will display fine. It's just they won't match up. So my best recommendation for you is if, let's say you don't like background number 2, just find a background or make one that you do like, then come here like I showed you earlier and browse for the HD background and just change it here and change the standard one to something that you do like, because then things are going to be a little bit discombobulated. And what I've ended up doing before is just taking out all of the HD_ images and putting them on my desktop. Same thing for the SD ones. And then I delete everything from here and I just start over from scratch and have the program just add them in. All right, so we're finally done with the nightmare that is background images. Let's move on to icons, which is going to be very simple and very quick. Basically, it's self-explanatory. You can change whatever icons you want by just clicking on browse and looking for the icon. All icons are in PNG format, and you just want to make sure you get the size correct. So let's go to friends here. Let's go to add friend. And let's say I want to change this icon down here, right? What I would do is I would look for it here in the folder that we're working in. Let's click large icons. And there it is right there. Now, this isn't going to have a 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, like the background images. Each icon has its own unique name. The good thing is that this program will automatically rename the image that you select to the correct name for the icon, so you don't have to worry about that. Basically, you're just confirming the image, and as you can see right here is 128 by 128. So let's go here, let's click browse. I already have an icon set up. All right, let's go to images here, icons. You can see my little pack goes there. Now, when I got this guy, he was 512 by 512. So I just resized him to the proper 128 by 128. So let's go ahead and pick him. As you can see, I didn't change the name or anything. Let's click save, right? So now when we come here, let's go to the P's. There we go. It added it. When you build the theme, when you compile it, it will take this image and it will name it correctly and it will overwrite this one that's here. Okay, so this one will be gone and that one will override it and it will display where it needs to on the XMB. So if you want to also see how these icons look against the stock colored backgrounds, you can click around these. Okay, and then you have here your 3 different types of fonts, which I think if you pick one, it will, it might show on the cross media simulator. Let's check it. I'm going to pick original. Let's go here. All right. And let's go ahead and hit test drive. When you hit test drive, the cross media simulator opens and you can check out the changes. So let's go over to friends and let's see if my little Pat Ghost is there. And yep, there he is. All right. So, I don't know if the font changed. I don't think it did, but that's no big deal. All right. So that's pretty much it. You can also change the pointers here. Make sure again, you confirm the right size. And yeah, you can even change the XY axis, which I wouldn't mess with that too much unless you know what you're doing. So that pretty much does it today for the icons and images. All right, guys, that's it. I'm sorry this went on way longer than planned, but that was quite a bit to cover, and I just wanted to be as detailed as possible because I'm never doing this series of tutorials for the PS3 again, at least not the specific one regarding the themes and stuff. So yeah, I want to make sure all the bases are covered. The last part will come in a couple of days because tomorrow I have to do the Hacking Modding Monday news and info segment. So probably on Tuesday, I'll do part 3, which will cover the sounds, editing the XML, and then building the theme. And that's it. It will be a lot shorter. So I appreciate you guys watching. If you found any of this informative or helpful, if you just want to show some love or appreciation to the channel, the best way to do it, of course, is to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Much love going out to all of you out there. You know it's a crazy world. Please be careful, take care, and we'll see you on the next one.